welcome back to the Gossip Chronicles. I am your host, Jen. Thank you so much for tuning in for another episode. I just wanted to give a shout out to everybody who has just given me so much love and appreciation and all the shout outs and support for coming back to the podcast. It's exciting. So I just wanted to jump right back into all of the good stuff and basically kind of just touch base and keep us going on this like wellness journey. Hello. I kind of didn't think I was going to get such a great response in regards to wellness. Well, specifically wellness and fitness. It's crazy because it kind of seems like I'm in a line with a lot of my viewers and followers. So that makes me extremely happy. But jumping into that portion, I got a lot of questions in all areas of wellness and fitness. So I kind of just wanted to focus in this episode on kind of what I do as far as like my wellness and also my fitness, because that's the crazy thing is everybody's fitness journey looks different. And I'm by all means, I am not a fitness expert. I kind of dabble here and there, and then I lose faith in it, or life gets busy, and then I don't do it for a couple of weeks, and then I'm starting all over again. So I just want this to be known that everybody's fitness journey is different, and some people's are not consistent. Other people's are they do what they can. So just let that be known that your fitness journey does not need to look like everybody else's. All of the people that you see on social media or on TikTok. I feel like that's the number one issue, especially for myself, because I do tend to look at them and like, oh my gosh, I've been working out for 8 weeks and I am not at the same um point that they are. My abs are not peaking like like theirs are. So everybody's body is different, everybody's metabolism, everybody's genetics. There's just so much that go into fitness, and I feel like especially nowadays we just compare ourselves too much to the person next to us, and we should not do that. And that's something that I'm still struggling with as well, when it comes to looks, hair, body, all of the things. So just feel like you're normal in that feeling, because we all go through it. So one thing I did want to talk about was when I got started on my fitness journey. In the beginning of last year, I was really, really hardcore about it. And then of course, my year turned upside down, and then I kind of just went left with it and kind of didn't really do anything for the rest of the year. And then when it came to the new year of this year, I was like, that's it. I'm getting full blown ready to be the healthiest version of myself possible. So I actually, I started doing more or less of your low impact type of workouts. So I did a lot of things like Pilates, I did yoga. I actually dabbled into some HIIT classes as well. I have a stationary bike that I was obsessed with. I still am obsessed with it. It's just kind of on hiatus right now. Walking. Number one thing that I cannot stress enough is walking, because of like my mental health, where I was kind of just like fog minded and I was just feeling a little bit down and sad and whatnot. Walking did so much wonders for me. And I was actually doing therapy as well. And it was something that my therapist told me. She was like, get outside. If there is one thing that she recommended more than anything, was get outside for 30 minutes and get your steps in. She was explaining to me what it does for your body, your mind, for your cortisone levels as well, for you to actually get outside in nature, hear nature, see nature, and just walk. So I was doing that for pretty much almost every single day. I also work from home as well. And unfortunately, my job is a sit at a desk for 8 hours a day. So I invested in a walking pad, which was the coolest thing ever, because I was able to exceed my 10,000 steps per day limit that I had given myself. So basically, you just get a stand-up desk and you put the walking pad underneath your desk and you just walk. And it's funny because I would post it on my socials and people would be like, "Oh my gosh, I would fall off. I can't believe that you're able to walk and type or talk." But the cool thing about the walking pad is I keep looking over there because it's sitting right next to me. Cool thing about the walking pad is that it comes with levels, right? So speeds, I should say, not levels, but speeds. And you are in control of that. So if you want to take literally baby steps, you can do that. And at least you're getting your body moving, you're getting your blood flowing, and you're not just sitting at a desk all day long. So, me, I am a power walker. So, like, I just naturally walk really fast, anyways. So, it was perfect because when the arms are down, it only goes up to like 2.5, and that's not very fast. That's typically like a normal walking speed. And I'm not going to lie, the first maybe like 3 times I did it while walking and typing, it was a little bit like off, but you get used to it. You work up to it, and you'll be surprised. Within 1 hour, I was able to do anywhere from 3 to 3.5 miles, which is actually really, really good because in that hour, not only was I working, taking phone calls, doing emails, all of my normal things that I would be doing while I've been sitting on my butt, I'm actually moving my body. So it's great too for like the summer. So once you get more familiar with it, you can actually put the arms up and you can go a lot faster. The walking pad that I got, it has like a mount so that you can mount your phone on it, and then you can also put the arms up, and it goes up to, I want to say, level 8 for your walking speed, which is pretty good for a little, walking pad. I have dabbled in running on it, like jogging, but it doesn't have any support. So like it does feel rough on your feet and your legs, and I get shin splints really bad. So I kind of try not to run on it just because again, there's no support for your body. But again, that is something that I would highly recommend for your mind, body, and soul, is just to get your steps in. I cannot tell you enough what walking has done for my mental health. It's been really, really great. I would throw on a podcast. I would listen to my favorite music, or I would just call a friend. And within the 30 minutes, like if I went outside, I could do, like a 2.5 mile walk for 30 minutes, and it goes by super quick, especially, I take my dog. And before you know it, you've burned calories, you've worked on your mental health, you've kind of gotten a little bit of the fog off of your brain. So again, that's something that I would recommend the most, is get outside. And actually, I have to say as well is grounding yourself. So vitamin D is something that I feel like has helped me a lot as well. Even if you go outside and just drink your morning coffee outside, especially during this time, the morning is a little bit easier to be outside just because we are in the hotter months. But you will be surprised what 10 minutes of sunshine does for you. And if you have the opportunity, and this is where my hippie side comes out, but if you have the opportunity to walk around in your grass, just barefoot, just ground yourself in the earth, you will feel so much of the earth's energy, and you will feel some sort of way. And just try it. Okay. I'm telling you, it's all good things. So definitely just give it a try. When it comes to my fitness journey, I'm not the kind of person who uh, obsesses over the scale. I actually go based off of my clothes. So if I start feeling like my clothes are getting a little bit snug, I'm like, uh-oh, it's time to get my butt back in gear. My favorite jeans aren't fitting me anymore or whatnot. And that's the way just like, life goes, because as a woman, we fluctuate throughout the month. And if you are familiar with your menstrual cycle, as far as like the cycles go, you'll know that your body will fluctuate as far as each stages that your body goes through. And that is something that I actually just learned about. And it's incredible what I've learned about your cycle stages. And if that's something that you are more into, I could definitely go more in depth in that. But I was mind blown when I read about your cycle stages and what it does to your body, and how swollen you feel, and the water weight that you gain as well. There's so much that goes into the woman's body that, sometimes we just think like, oh my goodness, I shouldn't have ate that cheeseburger, and you like ate it the day before. You're not going to see those pounds for at least a couple of days. But still, in the meantime, obviously the goal is for us to eat healthy, nourish our bodies and whatnot. But also, what phases that we're in our cycle actually have a lot to do with it as well. And that's something that I'm learning about, as I am getting older too, is our metabolisms aren't something that get better with age. Unfortunately, they get worse with age. Some people are just freak of natures and have an amazing metabolism, which I did growing up. And I feel that since I've hit like my 35, 36 age group, it's just gone downhill. So I have to put a little bit more effort in and a little bit more mindful about moving my body. But that's just a part of life, right? It's okay. And I think if like we start to normalize that, that's just something that we all have to go through in different phases of our life. So when I actually started off on my fitness journey, I started with, like I said, I was doing yoga and I was doing Pilates, and then I decided to switch it up. And I cannot shout out this app enough, but I use two apps. I use Apple Fitness, and then I also actually three apps. So I use Apple Fitness, and then I also use the Ladder Fitness app, and then I also use Nike Training Center. And I know it sounds like a lot, but Apple Fitness is only like $9.99, and I think I got it like on a free trial for like, I want to say it was like anywhere from like 3 to 6 months, and then I just stuck with it because I adored it. And then Nike Fitness Training is free, so you get to do those workouts for free. And then the Ladder app I do pay for. And it's almost essentially like a gym membership for me, just because each of those apps are completely different in its entirety. So when I do use Apple Fitness is more like your overall, it has everything that you can think of. They have HIIT classes, they have cardio. You could do a run with me, you could do a walk time, which I love. So basically, they have like famous people or celebrities come on and they tell a story, but you guys are walking together, and then they put in their favorite music and stuff. It's actually really, really cool. You could do Pilates, and you can also do kickboxing. I also do my cycle classes on there as well. And then they also have what is called cool down. So basically, like say you have a day where you're just feeling really, really tight and you just want to do some stretches. They have the ability just to do those, the cool downs. And then everything is ended with meditation, which I am a fan of. I absolutely cannot speak highly enough of meditation and breath work, which I've learned a lot of as I've gotten older as well. I am somebody who dabbles here and there. I go back and forth with anxiety. So it is something that I go to when I'm starting to feel myself becoming anxious, is I will use that app so that I could do the meditations, the breath work, the yoga. Nike Fitness also has really, really good yogas, like yoga sessions. I like to do what are called a morning flow, which is more to open up your body, your back, your muscles, prepares you for basically sitting all day. And then they also have like a night flow, and that will help, stretch out your muscles to get you to relax, to go to sleep. So there's different flows that you could do with them. But I also like Nike as well, because they have a huge, huge variety of workouts that you can do. And it literally is something that you could take on the go, and you could do if you're on vacation, or if you are away from your house. For instance, if you're at work and you only have 15 minutes, they literally have classes from like 5 minutes up until like an hour. So that to me is really, really cool as well. Now, the golden child of all of these apps is the Ladder app that I love and I adore. And I think I've gotten so many people to actually jump on and use the Ladder app. Shout out to my best friend who she's gung ho about it with me as well. But the Ladder app is basically your personal trainer in your pocket. And it is an amazing app that I have grown to love because also, again, I dabble back and forth through like different exercises that I want to do. Some days I'm like, man, I only have 30 minutes. I'm on my lunch break. I got to squeeze in something. Depending on where you're at, they can get you into doing different types of HIIT classes, or they have kettlebells. They also have high intensity cardio. So they basically have so many different varieties of exercises or trainers that specialize in those areas. Right now I'm doing strength training with a coach Kelly. She's absolutely amazing. She's the one who's gotten me into more of your strength training classes. I do follow her on Instagram, and I'm going to tell you right now, she literally just inspires me because, first of all, her body is amazing, but she also is very into health outside of the gym as well. So she talks about your food intake. And that's the great thing about this app as well, is that it's a community. So you're not doing these apps and like logging in, just doing the class. Like, no, every Sunday, these coaches know what you did the week before. So they're gearing you up for the next week. They drop all of your workouts on Sunday night. You already have the week's worth of what your fitness plan is for the week. But then also you get updates from your coaches. You get to talk to other people who are also doing the plan with you. You guys basically it's a huge community that inspires one another and motivates each other. I remember one day I was like, man, I keep getting alerts that people are like talking in the chat. And then so I finally went in there and I had no motivation to work out that day. And finally this lady, she was like, I just got out of the hospital a couple days ago, and my depression has been at an all-time high. Just getting this workout made me feel like, man, I got it. Like, I got grit. And I have to tell you, I was like, I need to get my butt into the gym. So to me is really, really big because you always need like a fitness journey partner. That's always been my best friend. She's always been like, come on, let's do it. Let's just pound some, pre-workout, and let's just bang it out and we'll be done within 30 minutes. And I love that I have that community, behind me, because that's important. You need that little cheerleader. So with the combination of me walking and now doing, my fitnesses, I feel a sense of I could breathe, because it releases so much stress. It's so crazy how much, as you get older, how much stress you take in. You have so many different factors when it comes to your stress, depending on who you are, what you got going on. I always say that when somebody's mean to me and I'm like, man, they must be going through something, because there are people in the world who are just grumpy individuals, but then there are also people who it's like, unfortunately, they have so much going on inside of them that it just exudes out of them. It's just sad. So to me personally, I love fitness. Working out is very important to me for relieving my stress. It's something I highly, highly recommend. And it's crazy to think as well, when I first started in January to where I'm at now, we're 6 months into the year. And I remember when I would try these HIIT classes. And that's the thing, these HIIT classes are, they're a lot of fun, but at the same time, I wasn't getting the results that I wanted. And it doesn't mean that I'm not going to go back to HIIT classes. I do like to dabble in them here and there. But I would honestly feel like I was going to have a heart attack. I would just be like, oh my gosh, my heart is literally going to come out of my chest. I can't breathe. I would tell people all the time, I feel like I have fitness induced asthma, because I'm fine otherwise, but every time I do HIIT classes, I cannot breathe. But I did actually move on, and every time I see progression, I feel so much stronger, and I feel like everybody should feel that, whether you're in yoga and you can't do a certain move, and then next thing you know, you're doing a tree move, just doing it and it's easy to you. That to me is growth within that one area. Or whether, you do Pilates and you can, get to a milestone doing Pilates as well. Every area has its milestone, and I think that's what it's important. And for me, I remember when I started cycle classes and I'd be like, "Oh my gosh, my legs are burning and burning." But it's also, you have that adrenaline just running through your body and you're like, I gotta keep going, I gotta keep going. And I have my stationary bike in my garage, and I'm sure my neighbors are probably like, what the heck is she doing? Because I'll be yelling in the garage like, keep going, Jen, keep going, you got this. But I'm not in a class, and yeah, I have a fitness instructor showing me what to do, but it's different when you're in a class. But it's the same thing that goes when I'm doing strength workouts. I leveled up the other day, and I felt so extremely proud of myself. I went from 10 pounds to 15. But to me, that's like a milestone, and then you feel so good, and you're like, man, I cannot wait till I get to 20, 25, 30, all of the things. So I just recently purchased an Olympic bar, and I was doing some strength workout, whatnot. I don't even remember what it was, but just the bar itself, I was like, this is heavy. Like, this is heavy. And then, 2 weeks later, I'm like, all right, I got this. This is pretty good. So it's cool to see yourself and how you improve on each fitness journey that you're on, or each workout you do. It's so exciting. One of the other questions that I got about workout and fitness and all of this self-reflecting journey that I'm currently on right now was, how do I find the time and how do I include my child if need be? And that is the coolest part about this, is that I love to include my daughter. So when it's yoga, I will have her like, come do yoga with me. And if she can't do a pose or a move or whatnot, and I tell her, just do what you can, or, bend over and just touch your toes and wiggle your toes or whatever it is. I try to incorporate fitness into her lifestyle as well. And that's something that basically is important, because I want her to know that fitness is important throughout life. She's in soccer. So basically, when we go to soccer, she's got to do laps and she's got to do whatever exercises that her coach makes her. Same at school, you got PE, she's in gymnastics. So I just want her to know that it's something that is so good for your body. She does like to do yoga with me. She'll do it probably for a good, like maybe 10 minutes, and then she's done. And then whenever she sees me in like the meditation stage, she'll be like, okay, I'm ready to meditate now. And that to me is truly amazing. And I just like to include her. I'll go into the garage and I'll tell her like, hey, sit on the mat while I do my cycle class. And I'll tell her like, oh, we can't keep going. And she'll be like, you got this, mom. So she for sure is my biggest cheerleader. And I know that, again, I only have one daughter, and she's almost 8 years old. So for me, it's not the same. I would go to my best friend's house and we would do the ladder workouts together. And she has two boys. So she has two boys that she has to try to entertain while she's trying to get her workout. And I got to tell you, she's a super mom, because she gets it done. She'll throw it on in the middle of her living room and she'll be like, come on, boys. And, they'll pick up her little weights and whatnot and try to get, their workout in. So I feel like it's very important for us parents to try to include our kids in our workouts. Now, again, when I'm doing strength workouts, that's a little bit different, just because she can't, do what I'm doing at that current moment. But for her even just to be in the garage with me, and I'll get out a notepad and she'll color. There's different things for her to do while I'm in there. But I also feel like we have to normalize, like, hey, this is mommy's fitness time. This is mommy's 30 minutes of her, working out is very important. I got to be able to run after you or help you, play soccer. So the physicalness is very important for us. And I feel like a lot of times us moms, we put working out on the back burner just because we don't have time. It becomes very, very hard to juggle all of the things, dinner and everything. So, me and my boyfriend, what we do is on the nights that he is going to work out, I don't work out. Or if I do work out, we stagger it and he goes first and then I'm with my daughter and then he goes, or I cook dinner and then he works out and then vice versa. So it's almost like you have to have a routine so that each parent basically has the ability to work out. And I unfortunately don't have the opportunity to go to a gym. It's just not going to be able to fit in my schedule. So being able to do home workouts is very important to me. And walking around the corner, like around my neighborhood, is free. That is something that anybody could do, whether you live in an apartment complex, whether you live in a condo complex. You always have the option of walking your neighborhood or even calling a friend like, hey, you want to meet at the nearby park and like let's just get in 10 laps, let's just do it. So I think that what we need to just normalize is like, no, I need to get 30 minutes in, and that's technically all you need. I used to always be like, man, I don't have any time, but yet I'll sit on TikTok for 30 minutes. Girl, get your priorities straight is something that I would tell myself. So yeah, I just think that being able to fit in being a mom and fitness is something that's truly important. And whatever your fitness journey is, if that's like sitting there and doing 15 jumping jacks and 5 push-ups, girl, you did it. Like, applaud yourself for even just doing that. That's something that's really big. But even if you can, the cool thing too, again, about this ladder app, I'm just like praising this ladder app. I'm telling you, it is truly amazing. But again, after you're done doing your fitness class, they tell you to take a picture and you get to join the wall of completing the class. And what's really cool is, I'm going to say literally 8 out of 10 times there is a child in the picture with their parent. And it's because that's what we have to do is you have to include your family sometimes, make it fun in order for you to get those workouts in. And that's totally fine. And sometimes even me, I'll pause my workout and be like, all right, she needs help doing something really, really quick. And then I go back in and I finish my workout. So, I think that sometimes I know that it's easier said than done to try to get your kids to work out with you. But if you do have, that support system behind you, if it's, a family member, hey, can you watch my kid for 30 minutes? I'm going to go on a walk. I try my hardest to include her. So when she has soccer practice, she's doing something at that moment. So what I'll do is I'll walk around the park while she's doing her soccer classes. And again, it doesn't work for everybody, but even if you can just go on a 5-minute walk, 10-minute walk, you will see a huge difference. I always tell myself, because I go through these spurts of literally being so consistent on working out. Like, it is a regimen. I wake up, I do this, I do that. Like, I have my system in place. And then the next thing you know, something happens, an event comes up, or I don't even know, just life in general. And then I fall off the wagon and I don't work out for 2 weeks. And I'm like, oh, I gotta stay consistent. Trust me, I am not a saint when it comes to all of this. I try my absolute hardest to stay focused, but it's inevitable. It's going to happen. Life happens, and you just jump back on. That's it, and you got to work your way back up to where you were with the stamina that you were at. And that's okay. It's, everything is about starting over. It doesn't matter if you have to restart 10 times. It's just going to happen that way. And even when you see like these fitness people, they've also gone through that same process of like, okay, hey, it's bulking season. And then, they're done with a show and then they don't work out for 2 weeks and then they get back into it. So just, I feel like that is normal and it's okay to not be consistent. But at the same time, obviously, for better results, better mindset, all of that, it's going to come with consistency. And that's something I'm still working on as well. It is not easy. When it comes to like my motivation and my inspiration, I literally rely really heavily on my Apple Watch, and I know that sounds so crazy, but I have a group of people that I have on my Apple Watch that motivate me. There's quite a few of them, and you know, if you know, if you guys are watching, you know who you are. But literally, they will go for a walk, and I'm like, I'm gonna double that, like for real. It is something that it is almost like a challenge, you know. I'll see my best friend, she'll go for like a mile walk, and I'm like, okay, cool, I'm gonna do two. Or I have a girlfriend that I work with, and I'll see her walk on her walking pad, and she's like, does three. And I'm like, I'm going to do 3.1. I know it sounds so petty, but it's motivation and we inspire each other. You know, there are times where I'll do my walk first and then my girlfriend will text me and she'd be like, girl, I'm right now. Like, thank you for doing it because now you motivated me. It's really cool. You know, you get to see all the different activities that people do. And for me, hiking, I love when I see my fellow people hiking as well. And I'm like, okay, cool. Thanks for the invite for one. But two, I'm like, hell yeah, you hiked for 6 miles. Like, you get it. Like, that is so awesome. So, for me personally, that's my motivation. Also, when I see other people like posting, right now, everybody's really big on running, and I am not a runner. Okay. Then I'm not a runner, but I'm going to try. I am really going to try. My best friend really wants me to do a marathon with her. I have a couple of other friends as well. Shout out to them who basically have been calling me out to do marathons as well. So I am slowly training for that. It's a challenge, but I'm gonna do it. But they always post that they go for these runs and they show their results and their time and their pace. And I'm clearly not there yet, but it motivates me. I'm like, okay, cool. I got to get my butt in gear, especially if I'm supposed to be going in a marathon with them. They're gonna show me out. So yeah, it's my peers, to be honest with you, my Apple Watch and my peers try really hard not to really focus too much on like social media, but it is hard just because it is in our face like 24/7. But I know a lot of things can be altered and whatnot, so I try not to look at these fitness models or these women on TikTok or Instagram and, you know, their journey too hard, but I do also use them a little bit for motivations, just the ones that I feel like are real, you know, the ones I'm talking about. But but I just think that having fun in general, whatever it may be for you as far as your fitness journey goes, I feel like you have to make it fun and you need to incorporate that fun, whether that's putting on your favorite soundtrack, whether it's your favorite fire hit list, playlist. You just need to make it fun. I turn my garage into a concert, and I'm sure the neighbors probably think that I'm absolutely insane. But I go hard when I'm in the gym. Like, I'm at a concert and it depends on my vibe. Sometimes it's rock, sometimes it's EDM, sometimes it's like throwback hits. I can't even tell you that it's endless amounts of playlists that I go, and I go hard. And then if I throw in like a trainer in there as well, then you'll hear them like, especially if it's a cycle class, then they're basically yelling at me to keep going. But you got to do that. You know, you have to make it fun and throw some dance moves in there and sweat it out. Have a good time, and you will definitely see a mood changer. I can't tell you how many times I walked into my garage and I'm so irritable just because of the day that I had. And the next thing you know, I come back out and I got a smile on my face, and it's like, who the hell is that? That person I left in the garage and I came out another person, and it's the best feeling ever. So definitely um embrace your own journey is the point of all of this, regardless of where somebody else is. If you could just get in a walk a day, a workout for 30 minutes a day, go outside, get some vitamin D, you will see a world of difference in just who you are. And again, I also practice what I preach. I can't do it every single day. I try my absolute hardest. I'm a human being as well. So there are days where I'm like, my best friend is being my motivator. And she's like, you have you gotten dressed today? Have you brushed your teeth today? And like, we'll check each other because life gets so hard that you're like, why is it 2 o'clock and I'm still in my pajamas? And I think that's the hardest part about, where we are in life is working from home and being a mom. Like, I'm a stay at home mom, but I'm a full time employee. I'm like a taxi service because I got to take my kid everywhere. It's just crazy how many hats we wear. So I get it. I get it that it's not always the easiest thing to do, but I promise you, on those days that you can do it, you are going to feel a world of difference. And I can't say enough great things about fitness, wellness, the earth's energy, all of that stuff. And I know I sound crazy when I say the earth's energy, but it's true. It is so true. And if that's something that you can read on, I would highly suggest like what it does when you go outside, and you ground yourself in the earth, like what it does to your body and your mental health. Like, it's absolutely insane. Just Google it, okay? Just take my word for it. And definitely moving forward, I want to continue on this journey. I want to just continue to grow my strength. I want to continue to see what my body is still capable of. Like I said, I'm going to try my absolute hardest to do a 5K. I know that sounds crazy, but I've never done one before. I think the last time I ran a 5K was probably in high school, for PE. And that's probably just so that I could pass, to be honest. But I do see all of these people who do 10Ks and all these crazy marathons. Like I said, I have a group of friends that basically that's like the thing that they like to do on the weekends. And it is so freaking cool to see the places that they get to go and these cool medals that they win. So I definitely feel like for myself is just continuously pushing my body to the next level. And I'm not out here looking, to get ripped abs or like buff or anything like that. I'm basically just doing it to keep my mental health in check and also to keep my body good. If I can lift up to 50 pounds with no hesitation, like a girl will be feeling strong. Does that come with some muscles? I hope so. I really hope so. But I want my body to be the best version that it can be inside and out. And that's kind of just where I'm at, full, like from head to toe. Just give me all the good things mentally, physically. I want to absorb them in my body, eating healthy. I'm just on this path of let's just, how people say, let's make America great again. I'm not saying that that's a great slogan, but what I am saying is let's make our bodies good again. Like, that is it. That is what is important to me right now. So continue on whatever fitness journey you are on, whatever wellness journey you are on, and you will see a world of difference when we stay consistent. Again, even if you fall off for one day, just remember that it is okay to start again, and we will continue this journey together. I am so excited to see what we all do as a community. But yeah, if you have any questions about what else I like to do, hopefully I went well in depth with you guys. I know these were some of the questions that I was getting, and I just wanted to kind of just touch base on them a little bit. But I'm really excited for this whole like wellness journey that we're on. I feel like so many people were like, I'm on your same page. I love it. I want to say this, I want to say that. And they gave me some insights that they're on as well. So let's just keep it going. Let's keep the community going. But I love you guys all so much. Thank you for watching, and I will see you soon.